Hi guys, it's Sharon Marie and we're back for another Talk Tuesday. It's great to have you with us. Thank you for joining us today. Today is going to be another pre-recorded Talk Tuesday. I'm sorry. My schedule has just been crazy. Appointments coming up. It's just been insane. So I hope that you will understand that life sometimes gets in the way with family and just running errands, life in general. So, what is today's Talk Tuesday going to be? What are we going to be discussing? Well, we're going to be talking about living in two different countries and how different it can be. So, basically, I'm going to tell you my story on how it is for me living in two different countries or two different, like halfway around the world, just different, completely different places. If you've been watching my channel for a while, you know that I'm from Australia and here is my Australian flag. So I always like to have things of Australia culture in my house just to remind me where I was born and raised, where I came from. And also just it's a touch of home, really, a touch of where I grew up. And it's a reminder that I'll always be Australian in my heart and I will always probably have the Australian accent, which people think are awesome. And I get people wanting to talk to me every single day, asking me, where am I from? And it's great. It's great to just like stop and chat to people wherever I am. But sometimes that can be kind of when you're in a rush and you want to stop and chat, but you've got things to do. So you try and say nicely, you know, it's lovely to chat with you, but I have to rush because a lot of the times I have my husband with me and he's waiting on me. But anyway, let's get down to the nitty gritty of what it's like to live in two different countries. So I have been living in North Carolina now for over 10 years. And well, actually, 10 years this November 2nd will be the first time that I ever visited America, North Carolina. So that's pretty amazing that 10 years has gone whoosh in a flash of an eye. So it's just like unbelievable how time flies. So I had basically met my husband on a game called Second Life. If you haven't heard of it and you're a gaming person, if you would like to look into it, it's basically just a 3D game, kind of like The Sims, but not really. The graphics are so much better. It's like having a second life where you can be and do anything that you want to do. So if you want to be a pilot, you can be a pilot. If you want to be an animal, you can be an animal. If you want to be anything, really, anything. So one day I just decided, hey, I'm going to give it a try. Wasn't looking for a relationship, wasn't really looking for anything. Was just looking to just get away from my everyday life, just kind of just an outlet, really. Just living in a fantasy world, I guess, when you're online and it's totally different to your life. It's a way of kind of unraveling everything that you're going through, the stress. It just takes your mind off it. And there, my husband was waiting and we connected and started talking. So we started talking on Skype and then we started talking on the phone, international phone calls. And I never then, back then, I was 24. Yeah, 24. Um, I had just had some tragic things happen in my life, and I, j- I really wasn't ready to think about anything serious. So we spent a whole year just talking, getting to know each other, making sure that the relationship was right, making sure that we were right for each other, making sure that if he was going to move to Australia, then that is what he would have wanted for us. Or if I was going to move to America, if it was going to be right for us. So basically, my life was pretty hard in Australia, and I loved living in Australia, but it's just I didn't get to see much or do much just because I come from an abusive and violent background. I never had a childhood or early adulthood growing up. So it was time for a change. It was definitely time for a life change. So when I met my husband and found out he was from America, I thought, hey, I've got to grab this opportunity because love only comes maybe once. Some people can have two soulmates. I generally believe that we have just one person that we can connect with totally, and in mind, body, and spirit, I just feel like we have that one person. Now, there's billions of people that live in the world, so I'm sure there's plenty of chances. But just the way that our paths crossed, that in the time that we both needed each other, he was going through something really difficult, I was going through something really difficult, and we were really there for each other. So I just knew deep down in my heart that I was going to be living in America. Was I ready to live in America? I'm not quite sure. I just thought it was such a new and exciting, th- just a new and exciting opportunity for me. So I came to America in 20 no, 2009, and got married in 2011. So from 2009 to 2011, I was basically traveling back and forth from Australia to America. And while I was traveling, I met some really amazing, amazing people. Now, when you're on a flight for 13 hours from Melbourne, Australia to North Carolina in Charlotte, it's you get to know people, like, you get to know everyone's life story, and it's great because you get to just have a travel buddy, basically, that you get to talk to for 13 hours, and it's not boring at all, and it kind of takes your mind off the anxiety and the stress of traveling, because it really is very, very stressful, takes a huge toll on the body. It's very kind of um, tiring, exhausting. And I was young back then, but I had a lot of weight on me as well. I had a lot of weight. So it was really hard running from gate to gate trying to get my flight. And I have a lot of amazing, crazy travel stories. If you'd like to hear them, please comment in the comment section below. That will be another Talk Tuesday I'd love to tell you about. We'll make it into a story time Talk Tuesday, which will be fun and exciting. But the differences with living in two different countries, it's a whole different culture. I mean, in Australia, we don't have any guns. We don't have the humidity like here. Like, I basically have natural curly hair, but I straighten it all the time. And it's just always like frizzy and dry. And I'm not used to that. I'm used to living by the ocean. I live like 25 minutes away from the ocean. And I was able to go to the beach whenever I wanted. I was able to get on public transport whenever I wanted, get on a bus, get on a train, go anywhere I wanted to, even during the nighttime. I felt safe. I felt safe in Australia. There wasn't so much crime, and just everyone is just, it's different. Everyone is such at a it's at a high speed pace. Everyone's kind of into what they're doing, focused on what they're doing. It's busy, rush, 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 and people don't stop and talk to you. They don't have time to talk to you. And everyone's just like inside their own head and thinking about themselves, that they don't really stop and take a look at everything. So I had to also learn a new language, and you're probably thinking, a new language, come on. I mean, English is the American language. So what are you talking about, a new language? Well, different kind of words. Like, in America, what you call trash, we call rubbish in Australia. Chewing gum is gum in America. So chewing gum, or chewy, is that's Australian. A thong, which you would think would be a G string in America, is actually a flip-flop. So in America, so it was all kinds of different things that I would say, and people wouldn't know what I was talking about. Like ketchup is called tomato sauce in Australia. Pasta sauce is called Ragano or whatever. Ragano. I mean, come on, that's Italian. But yeah, just the language. Sometimes the language barriers. Sometimes people find it hard to understand what I'm going on about. They get lost in the translation of my accent. And I always get stared at whenever I am, wherever I am. People stare at me when I talk. I get smiles. Like, I like people smiling at me, but sometimes it's a little weird. So when I moved over here, I kind of felt like I was a celebrity. Everyone was like asking me, where am I from? I'm like, if I had $1 for everyone that said where am I from, I'd be a millionaire. Or I could just give them my autograph. Yeah, I was different. It was like being another fish in a big pond. So I love America now. I've been living here for over 7 years now, permanently. I have my green card and I am a permanent resident. Will I be a citizen? Probably not. No, I think I'll remain a resident in America and a resident in Australia. Now, that means that I have to travel back and forth to Australia when I go and see my mum, which is great. But every 10 years, I have to update and upgrade my green card, which is fine. But my green card had taken up to 3 years because it was a green card through a marriage. And basically, I will get into that in another Talk Tuesday. It was pretty stressful 3 years, but so living here is so much cheaper in Australia. It's triple the price. Like for a Coca-Cola here is like $1.50. In Australia, it's basically $4. So traveling to Australia is very expensive as well. Your ticket price could be anywhere from 1,700 and up. That is a round trip. And like I said, it's a different time zone, so getting used to sleeping patterns. When I'm asleep at night, it is daytime in Australia, so 16, 14 hours ahead of us. It's a totally different day. So they're in our future, we're in the past. And like I said, the weather is completely different. It's so much colder here than it is in Australia. Yeah, we get snow in mountain areas, but not in suburban. So I lived in suburban, which was like houses that were next to each other. My husband likes to call them sardine houses because we're basically just like next door to each other like Legos. And here where I live on 7 acres of land in the woods. I feel totally free. I never thought that I could be a country girl or like living in a rural area where it's quiet, but I do. I've really settled down. I've really adjusted to the life. I've adjusted to the time now. It took my body clock a long time to get adjusted. Yeah, do I still take afternoon naps? Yeah, I do. Just because I am not working, I am basically a caregiver to my husband, and I can. And I have an autoimmune disease and arthritis and things like that. So the difference with that too is that we have free medical healthcare in Australia, which is great. So if I need something serious, I can just go to Australia, which is $1,000, or 17,000 miles away, or 16. I don't know. My head's not um good right now. But anyway, 16,000 miles, I think it is. It's a long way. So it's exhausting, but it's definitely worth it for the benefits that I still have in my own country. If I was a citizen here, I would lose my citizenship in Australia. So I get all that when I go home. I go to the doctors, I get all my blood work, I get everything checked, and I'm entitled to that. Here is not free healthcare, and it's very hard to get healthcare that's affordable. The food is so much different. It's so much greasier here. The food's so oily, fatty, so high in carbs, which I'm doing a low carb diet, low carb lifestyle, which is keto, which is great. I've lost 117 pounds. I probably wouldn't have lost that in Australia. Um, so yeah, I just feel that living in two different countries it's a really exciting opportunity for me because I can totally tell the differences. People are so much friendlier here in America. They stop and chat to you. They have time to chat to you. Here in the South, everyone is so friendly, accepting, and yeah, and they just go out of their way for you. And I just feel that that's what I was always missing. It was like a jigsaw piece that I was always missing. So I really do fit here in America quite well. Now, will I be living in North Carolina for the rest of my life? Probably not. I may move back to Australia with my husband, or who knows, we might be moving to a different state. I don't know. But I would love to see different states in America. Um, Definitely would love to see different states um, in America. I have been to South Carolina, I've been to Tennessee, I've been through so many airports, been through Dallas Airport, LA Airport, San Francisco Airport. But yeah, I haven't actually been outside too much of the United States. So excited to do that. I have a passport so I can travel. It's just my husband with his health and everything. If he had better health, we would be traveling right now. But anyway, it's another story. So I hope that you have enjoyed this Talk Tuesday. Let me know, have you lived in two different countries? What's been the big differences for you? What have you tried to get used to that wasn't in your country where you were born and raised? I hope that you have a beautiful Tuesday. Sorry again for the pre recorded Talk Tuesday. Hopefully, next Talk Tuesday will be live at 11 Eastern Standard Time. Please join me for that. I would love to interact with you in the live chat, get to answer all of your questions and answers. I also have a email that you can contact me on about topics that you might like to hear with Talk Tuesdays. I would love to get some ideas and subjects from you. It will be in the description box below. If you are a new time subscriber and you're watching for the first time today, it's been great to have you with me. Please don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring that notification bell so you're updated of any of my future upcoming videos. I'm going to have some very fun videos coming up soon, just waiting on things to kind of get here and happen. So exciting! I hope that you have liked this video. Give us a thumbs up if you have liked this video. And it's just been great. I'm Sharon Marie, and I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.